Hey, hello. It's Keith, live rock star. Namaste. 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 The God in me recognizes the God in you. So, this is my title for this video, Vegan Wars. Vegan Wars. So I'll tell you where I'm at first, okay? I'm on Rayleigh Beach, which is this rugged peninsula coming off of Krabi Beach. We're actually, our home where we're staying while we're here is in Krabi Town, outside of Krabi City. And Rayleigh Beach is a peninsula coming off of that area, but you can only get to this area by boat because apparently this is all like these rugged sheer cliffs that you see. A lot of it. So this place it's off season for tourists and it looks very pristine, but if you go back in those jungles, there are, at least 50 or 60 resorts that are tailored for Westerners. Anyways, let's get on with the topic, okay? Vegan Wars. I have 2 points to make before I start heading off in Keith Banterland. So, I'm going to take some breaths here and try to place my words right because I'm feeling really good. So, the whole vegan agenda and the reason that people are getting very, very aggressive of like going, oh, well, like you should just respect other people's rights and everybody has this right to their own sovereign divinity. And of course, hello, how are you? Yeah, he sure is. Awesome. So I met that girl. She's one of the first few people that actually have talked to us. Everybody has been kind of in their own little world. One of 3 actually, both British actually. That's fun. That's fun to know. And this is an interesting place to be where a bunch of foreigners are meeting on neutral turf. Boy, that's a whole other way to find out about cultures, and I have to admit I don't know that much about cultures. But let's get back to the topic, okay? So, vegan wars. So we want to give the animals rights. You know, we want to give them the rights, and we know that we don't need to eat animals. And there's just the whole principle of like, if we're going to be sustainable here, if we're going to survive on this planet, we need to do something that 7 billion can do, not just the privileged. And I'll tell you, Thailand is really cheap, but the quote unquote privileged come here to party their fucking brains out. And it's kind of pathetic. When I was in Pattaya, it was meat everywhere. It was just, I loved it because we were on the beach, but it was just, oh, fuck that. Fuck that. So, back to the topic, okay? So why do people have problems with understanding that? And you know what? When I was blogging 10 videos again, when I first came in here, I was having a little sympathy to like understanding people. There's my travel partner out there, Jason. And he is a devout meat eater. We were boyfriends for a long time, and for me it's, you know, I'm kind of this hermit guy. I haven't traveled at all, really. And I haven't been around herds and herds of people, honestly. Like, I haven't. But, so here we go on to back to the topic, okay? Sorry for the diversions, but I guess it's what I do. So why can't people give respect to animals? I saw this thing on my Tumblr feed of where it's saying, it was a number that added up all the humans that were, you know, sort of killed in all the wars and all the genocides. And that number of people that were killed from us fighting against each other, that many animals are killed in 4 days on the planet. That's, to me now, when you can look your head the other way and not have that make an impact on you, that's pretty fucked up. So why is that okay? Well, why do people make these decisions of when they know we're headed nowhere with this obsessive need to like kill animals and eat their flesh for our pleasure. It's not really a fuck lot difference of Westerners coming to this beautiful island and sticking all these precious resorts for their asses to sit in pools. There's a bunch of pools in here, and everything is boated in here. I watched the boats coming in when we were way over on the other side of there. And by the way, you can walk across this peninsula to the other side. And I was watching that they're bringing in ice here. They're bringing in mushrooms. They're bringing in meat. They're bringing in soy sauce. They're bringing in everything here on little boats. So precious Westerners can come here and have their fat asses, their fat attitudes served. Okay, so I'm gonna do another change of topic here. So I learned in some shamanism classes that I took that there's always an uphill reason to everything. And when you get to the most uphill reason, so what is the uphill reason of why people can't understand that animals should not be killed, that they should have the same divine right as humans to humans? Well, humans to humans don't get it. In all of our written history here, which is not all of our history, it's the Piscean Age, which should be some clue to the people that think that they can do research into the way that we eat and realize that the only time that is recorded is the Piscean Age. And all of these amazing pyramids and archaeological and all these like anthropological things that we find everywhere that cannot be new made today indicate a greater time on this planet. Humans cannot even get along with each other after all of this time. Why would you think that there's such a small percentage of us? And I have to admit, like, in my time of being here, like, I'm glad I'm here. I'm kind of turning into a vegan Nazi. I had my friends Wes and Crystal here, and they're kind of committed to that, and they're sort of like of just being like, fuck like, they don't literally say this. In a way they do, but the words are kind of coded. Coded, C-O-D-E-D. Of where it's like, if you're not vegan, you're a second-class citizen. You're fucking doing damage on the planet. And I've come to this, of where I walk through a market and seeing pig heads and seeing chickens and like, you know, all these Thai people are just trying to make a living. I get that. Oh, so what's reason number two? Reason number two is like all this food that people eat. Like I'm here in Thailand, and I happen to think that Thai flavors, I go way back eating Thai food. I was first exposed to Thai food before it hit North America when I was in Hawaii hanging out with my best friend at the time that I went to college with, when I had Thai food, and I was vegan then. And it's actually, Thai food is shit now compared to like what I had back then. But I still think the flavors and the general concept of Thai food is one of the best cuisines out there. And the raw food people, like, I'm sorry, but to me, like, most of the people that are doing recipes and explaining ways of being culinary and advocating like, oh, eat this way, like especially Raw Christina, especially Dan the Man, that are just like, oh, do this, and it's a raw vegan hamburger, it's a raw vegan pizza, dude, it's shit. It's shit. Like, why, if you're doing a diet that's so fucking far outside of society, why would you try to mimic the failed food of a society that's failing? Like, that's so shit stupid. Like, I'm this way with music, of where people go like, oh, you do this great electronic music, but like you never have a drop. You don't have the drop. Or why don't you have a choruses, a verse, chorus, verse, chorus? Dude, this whole fucking place, this whole planet, most people are so stuck in this left brain thinking of where left, right, black, white, right, wrong, yes, no, up, down. crap. Like, I'm sorry. But anyway, so what was I going to say? So why do people, like when I come here to Thailand, why have they infested Thai culture and the need for Thais to survive by making restaurants have this shit Thai food that I could get at any restaurant in North America, of having things like beans on toast. Like, that's British food. Dude, like the only food I think that's worse, in my opinion, and I'm talking about indigenous food, the only thing that's worse than indigenous American food is indigenous British food. Beans on toast. Fuck that. That's fucking bullshit. It's fucking turds on toast. Okay, dude, calm down. Eggs Benedict, chicken carbone. Why do I gotta come to Thailand where the food is heavenly, where it creates a deep synesthesia? Why is that? Well, I'll tell you why it is. It's because human beings are looking inherently for something deeper. And the one deeper connection that we have, a lot of the natural highs that we can achieve are basically with sexual contact, romantic contact, and eating food. Well, most of the time we fail with relationships, of where somebody gets married and they have, they're sitting there laying next to some partner, male or female. This is the extreme case. This happens in gay culture too, of where you're with somebody that you've been with that you really don't like, and you have 3 kids with them, and you have a whole commitment of all this debt. Yeah. So why do people get addicted to the food? I'll tell you why. It's because the last moment that they know is the food that they grew up with, of their mother, of the food being served on the table. And it's a connection to something deeper. And until people learn to love themselves firstly, like deeply love, have such a great relationship. And then if you cannot put into practice the phrase namaste, the God in me recognizes the God in you, then don't even, like vegans get so angry. Like the big problem here going on is that humans cannot get along with other humans. I mean, that's kind of one of the things that's really tearing this place up, and they don't have respect for other people. And then, but wait a minute. So the fucking meat eaters, the non-vegans, get caught up in, oh, just respect my choice. Well, your rights end where someone else's rights begin, and those someones are animals as well. And we're broken beings. And it's even why vegans don't understand the whole raw food concept of living food, of eating sprouts and stuff like that. If you get these vegans like, oh, it's so many of them, and the world is overrun with these vegans that think that just being vegan is enough. And some of them have tried the raw food diet and the living food diet. And that's my name, Live Rockstar. So live, raw, and then the rock star. It's all put together, and the rock star is because I'm a musician and I do have this tendency to appear bigger than life to most people, and especially when I start running my mouth and when you see my tattoos and stuff. But I'm a hermit. I don't really give a shit about rock stars. I'm just interested in being bigger than life and living this life to the ultimate. And so people don't eat live food, or they don't get into it because they don't get into the spiritual side of it. There's a life force that comes off of live living food that's not in raw food as much, that's not nearly at all, not really much at all in cooked food. And you can't access that power because it's a spiritual diet. It's a spiritual diet. And if you're not connected to that, then how can you be connected to breatharianism, to getting life force off of food? Simple meals. Like, I've been in a lot of situations here where I've been very emotional, and I do have like difficult, like not sure, like really pissed off after I fucking shit myself when I was in Pattaya. I got poisoned by something and I fucking had to walk back. Fucking nowhere to go, dude. And it just boom. I won't put much more description into that because it was very unpleasant and I was very pissed off. And it took me 16 hours to get over that. So, anyways, I think that's enough for now. I can't read my screen. I hope I've given you some good shots and I hope I've given you a good rant. It's Keith, live Rockstar. Support me by supporting my music. I hope I've been inspirational to you. We all want to live as an inspiration to each other. And we want to understand that ultimately we got to get along with each other because that's the most uphill thing. And that's why we can't respect animals, is because we don't respect each other. That's simple and plain. All right. Support me by supporting my music. It's Keith, live Rockstar. Namaste, bright blessings. Follow your heart. Have hunger in your heart to find out more than you think you know. And that's it. Say goodbye, Jason. Jason's not going to say goodbye.
Oh, bye.
All right.
See ya.